Now, I know you've just seen holiday collections and possibly even my video that went up talking about why the holiday collections are just too early and too much. But today we are going to talk about the best of fall and the worst of fall. So over the last year, I've really tried to be more discerning in the pieces that I picked up. And although I pick up pretty much all of Dior, all of Chanel, all of Tom Ford, I have cherry picked a little bit, even in those collections. So I don't have anything that I would say is an absolute fail, but I do have things that I have issues with. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to go through these collections and I'm going to talk about them by brand. And I'm going to tell you what is worth picking up, what I would say is less than desirable, and the things that concern me about the particular products. Hopefully that sounds good to you all. And if you haven't been here before, hi, my name is Jennifer, and I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago. I am a longtime luxury aficionado. I love ready-to-wear and fashion and beauty. It runs the gamut. And if you haven't before, go down below and hit that subscribe button. If you do, it'll make Ellie very happy, and if you don't, it will make her very sad. So let's just jump in. First, I'm gonna go to Guerlain. Now, if you've been following my Instagram, and I try to post it on YouTube as well, Guerlain has already come out with their holiday collection online. As of the time I'm recording this video, I don't have it in hand, but I absolutely love the packaging. The shades remain to be seen, but probably don't love the shades in the eyeshadow palette. And I felt similarly about the Guerlain Pucci collection. The shades in this palette, when I saw it, I was just kind of like, okay, you couldn't have picked anything else from, the Pucci design. You couldn't have picked a blue or, possibly anything. But I have on the black in the crease right now, blended out, and I use the white quite often as well. The purple, again, is beautiful on the eye, and this shade actually looks excellent on the cheeks. So I would say that this eyeshadow palette is far more usable, and I've shown you a look where I just do the black and the white together, than I would have thought looking at the eyeshadows. The packaging is outstanding. Guerlain and Pucci did an absolutely amazing job with this collection. It is stunning. You could argue that they had to do something this stunning because what did they do? They messed with the Guerlain case, which this is the new case. You'll notice a couple things. One, it's gold instead of the other ones were silver. And it's just a tiny bit different. It's not drastically different, but it's a little bit different in the design and the size. So that the old lipsticks do not fit into it. And the new lipsticks don't fit into the old one. You get the gist. And they changed the scent of meteorites. Now meteorites, if you're not familiar, have a violet scent that is iconic. And they changed it to include some sandalwood. Now, I absolutely love sandalwood and I love violet. So I do love the new scent and I think it's beautiful. But I really have no idea why they decided that it was necessary. I don't know if they thought they were going to pull in new, younger buyers. I honestly could not tell you, but they did do it. So there was a lot of backlash. Online and otherwise. And then what did Guerlain do? They came out with this Pucci collection and now the collection that's coming out for the holiday, and I forgot the name of the designer, I'll put it down below. Designs are so unique and so special that folks like me who do collect these things will probably pick them up. So props to Guerlain for doing something that I don't really understand and then trying to fix it by coming up with fabulous packaging. What I would say to you, Guerlain, is just don't mess with the things that are working to begin with, and you won't be in this situation. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the Guerlain collection. Again, I like the meteorites. They didn't really change the formula as far as I can tell. They just changed, well, they changed the scent, which is part of the formula, but the meteorites still work like they do. If you're interested in details of the collection, I will make sure that the link is above. And if I forget, there is a video where I go through the entire Guerlain collection. There's actually a couple. So you can see in detail about the meteorites and the lipsticks and the eyeshadow, etc. This video is a wrap-up video, so I'm not going to go into detail about every single collection because we'd be here for 3 hours. Let's talk about Prada. Prada came up with some new shades of their soft matte and their hyper matte, which are absolutely beautiful. Again, I have videos where I talk about that. A blue balm and a green balm. The blue balm goes a pinker shade on me than it might go on some other people because I tend to lean cooler, but it's still the only pink balm that actually has ever looked good. So I do recommend it. The green balm just has nothing. It's a balm. It's really a nice formula though. Soft mattes and the hyper mattes work extremely well, and you just have to decide whether or not you like what shades you want. Then they came up with powder. Now this green powder, I think had a lot of discussion behind it because it is, again, green, and it's also quite expensive. Now I've done videos with this, again, in detail, and I would tell you that for someone like me who has redness to their skin, I really like this powder. I feel like this powder is helpful for me because of that redness, and this helps calm it down. However, I think for most people, this is not going to be worth your money because you're not going to need a green powder. You don't need something that's a color corrector in your powder. Again, if you have redness to your skin or pink to your skin that you want to combat, then absolutely, but that is a smaller percentage of the population. As it relates to just being a powder, it's a very good powder. It's very smooth, it's finely milled. I think it leaves a wonderful finish on the skin. It does have that sort of soft matte kind of look to it. See how beautiful that is? I mean, it's really nice. It's just that it's extremely expensive powder. I go through this in detail in my video, guys, so you can check it out. But if you're somebody who doesn't need, if you're not concerned about redness, there's other powders out there that I think you would enjoy more. The other thing I would mention is the Prada set. That's that silver case that's behind us. This Prada set was available at the Nordstrom anniversary sale. There's a couple that have come back. I got fingerprints on it. And I really love this set. I think it was one of the best things that they had for the anniversary sale. It's just it's a beautiful gift. You can take this piece out. Again, I have a detailed video on it. You can take this piece out so you can just have this as something that you put, jewelry in or whatever. It's got the lipsticks in it. They're refillable, of course. And I just think, especially if you know somebody who's a big Prada lover, for like the ready to wear, more fingerprints, but whatever, the case may be, I would strongly recommend this as a gift for the holidays. If you're looking now, if you're buying gifts, which apparently, again, it's the holidays because all the holiday collections are out. So, here's something to pick up for people. It's limited. Not everybody will have it. It's a beautiful set, and the case in and of itself is stunning. Talking about the holidays and gifts to pick up, these are the Idyl Luna earrings. These are my new favorites. I've talked about Idyl for a couple of months now. I've been wearing Idyl for quite some time, and I love their jewelry. I find it to be very classic, very chic, and just easy to use. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, half the time, it's hard for me to just figure out what to do in the morning. Like, I'm not a morning person. I don't get up in the morning with vim and vigor. I get up in the morning and I need caffeine. So something that is simple and easy for me is a big deal. Like, I want to understand that I can pick this thing up, I can put it on, and it's going to work. And the Idyl jewelry is like that. First of all, it's versatile. So you can take, these are the studs, and I'll have all the details below about exactly which piece is this, but you take the stud, and this is a piece that you add onto it. You can add on these types of hoops. I've had ones that have a bunch of little diamonds climbing up the ear. There's loops. I'm getting a second ear piercing. I know I'm a little old to do it finally, and I've been trying to schedule it forever, but I haven't had time. So I'm gonna get a second ear piercing. And guys, maybe decide at my age to get a second ear piercing just because I love the Idyl jewelry so much, tells you. Because I wanna put a little stud, diamond stud here, and then have another piece here, or maybe hook them together. I'm actually excited about it. Now, these are the Lunas, the little hoops. And what I like about it, it's not like a full hoop. You can see, I'll have pictures that show how this goes on, but it's adjustable. So depending on how thick your ear is, this isn't gonna be too tight or too loose. Idyl thinks of everything because everybody has different shaped ears, you know? And I have some hoops that are kind of like this that they don't fit my ear because my ear is a little thicker here. And so they don't fit. So I never wear them because they're too tight and they don't feel comfortable. So the Idyl earrings are beautiful. They fit perfectly. They're versatile and they're man-made, which to me is actually very important. One, there are ethical reasons, just, you know, in my opinion, for me, that make me happier to have the man-made. But also too, guys, let's face it, in this day and age, things are ridiculously expensive. I got groceries the other day. I can't even remember. It was like 5 things and it was like $100. I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, look, it is the way it is. But if I can get something that is luxurious, beautiful, perfect, versatile, easy to use, wear in the shower, I fell asleep with these the other day, and they're less expensive than a mined diamond, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. Like, now these aren't inexpensive because these are fine jewelry. So, you know, like I said, you wear these in the shower, they don't tarnish, pass these down to people, that type of thing. But they're not the thousands of dollars that you would pay for a mined diamond. And they are exactly the same in composition. They are 14 karat gold, and they have yellow gold, rose gold, and white gold. I chose white gold. I'm a white gold kind of person. Like even my engagement ring, that's platinum. I'm not really a yellow gold. I mean, I'll wear yellow gold, but it's not really my thing. Rose gold I also love, but I got all my pieces in white gold so I can interchange all of them. But rose gold will be my next purchase next year. These make the perfect gift. In fact, I picked out a pair for someone. I was about to say who it was for, and then I was like, shh, this person will probably watch this. So I picked out a pair for a person for the holidays as well. Because they're just, you know, everybody loves a diamond stud. It's a great gift. I mean, who isn't gonna love that? So I'll make sure the links are down below so you can check those out and build your carts. Okay, let's continue with collections. So Lisa Eldridge came up with a couple of different things, like not a whole collection, but she came up with liquid eyeshadows and then a couple of new shades of her skin enhancer. As you know, I love her skin enhancer. It's in my top drawer. It's like my favorite thing ever. I use it all the time. Absolutely love it. But I hadn't really bought her liquid eyeshadows before. These are a little different because they were like shimmery and they're pretty. I have like 1 or 2, but you know, I don't need them is basically because I have so much. These are the liquid silk shadows, and they're kind of like, not a matte formula, but just a cream base. And this one is my favorite. It was sold out the last time I looked, but I'm sure it'll come back in stock, which is Ione. And as you see me putting it on, it's just a perfect base, guys. And when I talked about in the video, when I did the detailed review, it's just a perfect everyday product. It's one of those things that, yeah, it's not like sexy and you don't go, ooh, it's shiny, shimmery or whatever, but it just works. It just works like it's supposed to. Put it down, I blended it out, and honestly, if that's all, like if I was just running errands or something, that would be all I did. I would be done. And that's all you need. It's just great. And if you want to amp it up a little bit, just put on a little bit of eyeliner or mascara and you're done. Like you don't need anything else. It's an absolutely great product. I stand by that. I really love them. And I have 2 shades at the moment, Gaia and Ione, and I'll probably pick up the others, you know, over time. I've fast and furious with the holiday collections right now, guys, so I haven't done that. But I think you should try them out. You just try out 1 shade, see what you think. Especially if you're the kind of person that like is a one and done shadow person, you're gonna like it. Hermes. Here's the thing with Hermes. Hermes is extremely expensive. It's Hermes. What did you think? I mean, I'm not trying to be flippant here, but what did you think they were gonna be? I love their eyeshadows. I love their glossy lips. Although, to be honest, their glossy lips are not worth the price point. Which is, the packaging is gorgeous, but you get other glossy lips, they're a lot cheaper. The eyeshadows, though, I really do think are unique. I think the formulas in here are beautiful. I think the curation is different, like, than a lot of other brands. And I really like what they do. Like, they come up with some combinations that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of, and I'm really impressed by them. The one that came out for holiday is Minerals, and it has some of my favorite shades of all time in it. This shade, which is like a creamy satin, the brown shade, which is like a warm chestnut, the navy blue, and this sort of olive green. They're all really gorgeous. And today on my eye, I have this cream shade and this brown shade, along with the black shade from the Guerlain palette. And it makes for just a stunning look. I mean, this palette, you know, at the end of the year, of course, I'll do my end of the year review, but it's one of the best. Like it really is an excellent color story, and the formula is really good. It does work for mature eyes. It's not shimmery, glimmery kind of stuff. I think it's gonna work on most people, to be honest. Again, Hermes is very pricey. The lipsticks that they came out with, again, I have a detailed review. You can check it out. I really like them. And I find that their matte lipstick is actually not matte at all. It's almost more of a satin. And the shades I really like because they're coming out with more beige, more brown shades. But I can't get up here and say, yeah, you should pick them up because they're so expensive for what they are. If you're gonna pick up something from Hermes, I would pick up the eyeshadow. Again, just me. But the lipsticks, although really good, there's so many other lipsticks on the market, even matte, like the Prada matte lipsticks, that I would say, are they good? Yes, and I love them, but for the price point, I think there's other things to get. Charlotte Tilbury. So I did not pick up the 9-pan Charlotte Tilbury, which is holiday anyway, but I want to mention it because I'm not going to buy it. I had a chance to get it early. It's pink, guys. It's pink, pink, pink. And if you've watched me, if you know me, that's not my color story. So no, I did not pick it up. I did pick up the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint, which was supposed to be a foundation stick. This is probably the closest thing I could say that's come to a fail that I've tried for the fall. This is not a foundation stick. I'm sorry, this is not a foundation stick. This is a glowy primer. And it does work as a glowy primer. I have it here and here. You can see in the video that I put it on underneath this part of my face. And I do think it does a great job as a glowy primer. I really do. I like it as a glowy primer. But it's not a foundation stick. And the other thing for Charlotte Tilbury is her mascara. Now, although I think her foundation stick is not a foundation stick and it's a primer, her Exaggerized Volume Mascara I absolutely love. I have been wearing it. I think it's excellent. It works perfectly for me. I love curved brush. The formula is great for me. I love the fact that it has this like special click to close. That's really important mascara. I love the glass bottle. It feels very luxe. I would buy that again. It's not my favorite mascara. My favorite mascara is still Swede, guys. Swede is #1. Calorie #2. Jones Road is up there. But this is extremely good mascara. I really, really like it. So of the two Charlotte Tilbury products, the Exaggerized I think is the winner, in my opinion, of those two. But again, this isn't bad. It's just not a foundation stick. It's a glowy primer. That's it. That's my full review for this video. Again, detailed reviews are up on my channel. Again, detailed reviews, you know, I've done them. This is the wrap up, guys. Yves Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent came up with, or now Saint Laurent came up with new shades of their quad. There's 700, 810, let's see, 710 and 800. I think my favorite, it's probably this one. This is 710. It's a cool leaning brown neutral. I'd say cool leaning. I have videos dedicated to all of these as well. I really love this formula. It is slightly different than it was before. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is, but I think they are a little more powdery, a little less creamy, maybe a little bit more shiny, but I still think they're excellent, especially for the price point. They're beautifully packaged. Yves Saint Laurent did a great job. I did not pick up the blushes. Now, I've heard really good things about the blushes when it comes to formula, but you've probably seen, I'll make sure there's a picture, the viral very light shade, which is almost like a lavender shade that looks good on, as far as I can tell, practically no one. Now, I would guess, this is my guess, this is my thoughts, that was made for the Asian market because that is a shade that sells very well for the Asian market, and also because there is an interest in very light, pinky, purpley blush shades. So I haven't seen anyone, even really pale people, who look good in it, it kind of looks ashy and white. However, I'm gonna assume Yves Saint Laurent did some testing. Well, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll make sure there's like something up that, you know, references what I'm getting at. But I didn't pick up any of the blushes because I kind of feel like if Saint Laurent didn't even figure, like, because they call it universal. They call it a universal shade. And I'm like, that is not universal. If you're going to come up with something, Saint Laurent, that is only for people who are super pale, then just say that. Like, you can have products that are for super pale people and people who have very deep skin tones. Like, you can do that. That's, in fact, a great thing to do because there's a wide spectrum of people out there. But then don't market it as universal because people are going to spend their hard-earned money on these things and it's not going to work. My little rant. Okay, so after Saint Laurent, Chantecaille. Chantecaille is one of my favorite brands. Why? Because I feel like back in the day, I bought a lot of Chantecaille. I love their philanthropic blushes. There's some products from them that I literally will be my, you know, go-to products for forever. I just love their powders and their eye duos are beautiful. Like, there's a lot out there from Chantecaille that I really like. But I feel like their fall collection fell short. And again, I don't think it's a fail because I don't think any of the products were bad. But the Cheetah collection with the lip cheeks, and there's a bronzer in there and a blush, they were all pretty. They're all pretty. They all looked really nice on my face. And these shades are gorgeous and great neutrals. But we've seen it before, and you know, if you're not gonna do something interesting for fall, then do it for the holiday collection. Now, I've seen the holiday collection, you've all seen it, it's online. It looks very similar to the Cheetah collection. Now, it's the duos, but again, it's those neutrals, it's not super exciting packaging. You know, Chantecaille had the pearl packaging and the Positano packaging. I mean, they had some really amazing. So anyway, I wouldn't call it a fail because the products aren't bad, but I still feel like there's so much more they can do because their products are good and their skincare is really good. And I'm rooting for the brand, but I just feel like, I don't know about you guys, but you know, fall sort of came and went for their collection and I was just kind of like, eh, you know, I wasn't upset with it, but I also it wasn't exciting. All right, so I left Chanel, Dior, and Tom Ford for last, of course. Let's do Dior first. So Dior came up with some products that I really, really like. And then in some ways, though, were disappointing. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. Let me explain. First, the Dior foundation stick. I think this is the best foundation stick to come out since Westman. I have shade 0N. I tried out 1CR in the store, and I actually think 1CR and 0N mixed together would be my shade. I might actually pick up 1CR. I think it's a little better tone-wise for my skin, but it's strangely enough, a little deep. If there was a 0CR, that would probably be the right one. But anyway, I have it on, and I really do like this foundation stick. I think it's extremely good. I feel like it goes on beautifully, it sets really well, it looks good on the skin, it has a nice highlight to it. I really like it. I think it's really good. I'm not wearing this much foundation these days. Like the Skin Enhancer, you know, the Tend to Touch by Chanel, like I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I'm getting older. I just don't wear even this much foundation. Now on camera, I think this looks better because I think under the lights, and I've got the direct sunlight hitting me directly in the face. You know, camera, I think more foundation makes for a more finished look. But I think out in daytime, I'm just not wearing this much. I would say though, you can shear this out really easily. Put it directly on your brush and that will do it. That's what I tend to do. So for a foundation stick, it's either that or Merit. I'll wear that one or Merit. Those are pretty much the only two I wear at this point. Merit's is really good. I really like the Merit and it's cheaper. So it's not as luminous. That's what I would say. The contour sticks. I love the Dior contour sticks. I have them in light and tan, and light is the perfect contour for me. It is this mushroomy brown. It's perfect. Perfect. The thing about the contour sticks, there's only 4 shades, and the tan is like a good bronzer for me, but there's nothing between light and tan. Like light is a mushroom, and tan is like this warm goldeny brown. I mean, it's not really goldeny, I'd say warm brown. So like should be something in the middle for folks, because I know there's going to be people that light is going to be too gray on their skin. Because I'm so pale, it works perfectly, but let's face it, I'm a percentage of the population. So I think they need more shades. That's really what I would say. But it blends effortlessly, and if one of the shades does work for you, it's absolutely worth buying. The Dior Glow and Blush. So I have, let's see, I picked up three shades? Yeah, I have 3 shades of it. Again, I did do a detailed video. What I did not do a detailed video of, because I just got this, is the Dior More. This is the pink and purple one that I made the mistake of telling you all about was back in stock before I ordered it myself. And then it finally came back in stock again, and I ordered it before I told you. It's a lesson to me. This is beautiful. I really, really like this. The formula in these are excellent. They are very smooth. They go on the skin really nicely. The Diorette, the Diorama, the bronzer and the blush, the bronzer and the highlight ones. There's 2 of those, and then there's 2 blush and highlight ones. They're very soft. I love these. I think the formula that they did is great. I'll get to one I think is a little better for mature skin in a minute, but this is going to work for mature skin. It's just that I think it's not as good as another one for mature skin. But if you're interested in this palette, what I would say for the D'Amour, this is not something for a deeper toned person. Okay, that's just my take. I think it will look a little funny on a deeper tone. It's not ashy, I just don't, I don't think it's gonna look quite right. It's not like the Yves Saint Laurent lavender. That's white based. This isn't white based, but I don't think it's gonna really show up. I think it's that both of them are gonna look like highlighters, not really blush. I think it is intended for a pale skin tone. And then last but not least for Dior is the Plan de Paris collection. Now in the Plan de Paris collection, there are 4 eyeshadows, also limited edition blush, Triomphe, which again, all detailed reviews, guys. I'm gonna keep saying that so you guys don't go, why aren't you showing me all the products? Look at the detailed review. I love the packaging on this. I absolutely love that. I do. I think Dior hit it out of the park with the packaging. This is probably one of my favorite prints that they did, like this silver shade. This is Montaigne, which is my issue though, is that Dior they changed their formula quite some time ago, and I've never liked the formula as much as I did when they switched it. So even though I think the packaging is great, and I think the blush was really pretty and all those things, and I love the packaging, I still was just kind of like, it's like the Guerlain stuff. I'm salty over the fact that they went from a perfect thing to an okay thing. And the different color stories in the Plan de Paris, some of them are really nice. I like some more than others, but the formula is good. It's just, why did they take something that I wanted every single one of to something where I can't really tell from time to time whether it's good or not? The Glow and Blush, or Blush and Glow, even though 2 of them are contours or bronzers, that is a formula that's new. They did something a little bit different, and I like what they did with it. The Plan de Paris, the eyeshadows are the same. Like they're not, formula's not better, or so I'm just kind of like, and I don't think you need all 4 of them. I think pick the one you like. I do like the packaging. Again, it's really cute. It's gonna look really cute in your drawer, but it's not like you're wearing it out. So those of you who are new, I mentioned it earlier on in the video, but you might have missed it. I did work for Chanel half a lifetime ago. I always root for Chanel. Chanel has done some really interesting things this year as they have moved away from Virginie to whomever's coming next. They also have a new creative director for beauty, and I love the fact that they're trying new things. I really do. But here's the thing, when you try new things, when you go and you know, have a transformation, it's messy. I know this personally. Not everything's gonna work. You're gonna try new things and some people are gonna love them, and you're gonna try new things and some people are gonna hate them, which is why I always ask for feedback from you guys when I try new stuff. The takeaways, the orange and the green, I'll put up photos. To me, those are a fail. Here's why. I think it's fun that they did something kind of cute and kitschy, but the shades and the colors, you know, yes, you can play around with them and they're going to be different, and I'm sure there's some people who loved it, but I'm not going to use those. I mean, I can find ways to use those because, again, I was a makeup artist and I'm pretty creative in the things that I do, but honestly, really, Chanel? Why? Why? Why do that? Why do that to people? The divination, the fall collection, you have the divination, the initiation, the mattes. The eyeshadows are actually really nice, and I did a look with just the purples. Beautiful. I've done looks, I haven't filmed it with just the greens. It really looks good. The initiation palette is a beautiful, warm, you know, coral. I happen to love the purples, and I think they look great. But I know, and because I've heard from all of you, that you're like, why? Where's my old traditional Chanel? So I'm on a fence in the sense that I'm rooting for them to do new things, but I'm also like, okay, maybe you need to bring it in a little bit more. Like, try new things, have new shades, be adventurous, but maybe within the confines of what Chanel is. So for example, this is the new nail polish in the holiday collection from Chanel. The new holiday collection, I'm not going to get into it today, but the new holiday collection I actually like way more than I thought I would. But this nail polish, this, I'm like, okay, that is in the confines of Chanel because Chanel has Vamp. It is, although a very deep shade, it's actually a very classic shade. Because when you're wearing something like this, I would argue, again, in the confines of Chanel, what Chanel stands for, you'd want to keep this on a shorter nail, not a super long nail, because then it wouldn't be as, again, this is just, you know, the aesthetic of Chanel. On a short, like especially a very short nail, that very deep, almost black nail can be very chic, very stylish, and very classy. Some of the other things that Chanel has done in the shades are a little bit more avant-garde and not what people traditionally think of as Chanel. So I think Chanel might want to rein it in a little if they want to keep their aesthetic and their customers that they've had in, you know, my grouping on board with them. I think what they're trying to do is pick up some of the younger folks like others have done because other brands have been really good at it. Jones Road has had a technique, Prada, Saint Laurent, they've learned how to they've learned how to get the TikTok people. That's really what it comes down to. I'm being very blunt about this, but that's what it is. And Chanel really hasn't. So that's a whole, I mean, that's a huge swath of the population. So, especially in the US. So, I mean, I'm speaking specifically for the US, but I think globally, they need to target that. They do. I think that's what this is. And so I think they're trying to straddle that line. And to be honest, you can't be everything to everyone. You have to pick your lane. Again, my opinion, you pick your lane and you be the best in your lane. Chanel is working through all of that. I like some of the stuff they've come up with, but I do think they're having I think they're experimenting and there might be a little bit of a phase here. I do want to mention two things specifically. The blush that they came out with, the Duo Blush and Illuminator, I really like the light berry and the golden peach. I think these are excellent. They're like the Dior Glow and Blushes, and these are more friendly to mature skin than the Dior's. Not by a lot, I actually did a comparison, but they're close. Like there's, the Chanel's a little bit better. Those products I think are very Chanel, very in line with the Chanel aesthetic, and I think most people will like them. The Chanel Lavender Blush, on the other hand, Unlike the Dior, I don't see this as a blush. You know, in the Dior, it's more of a highlighter. In the Chanel, it's supposed to be a blush. What this is great for though, guys, and I've shown you in multiple videos, is as a setting powder if you're looking for something that is brightening. Because it has this lavender nature, it is an excellent brightener. Really amazing for that. So this is not a fail in my opinion, because as a setting powder, it's outstanding. And I have been using it as such. However, similar to the Charlotte Tilbury foundation stick, which is not a foundation stick, that's not a blush. That's a setting powder. It also looks really great all over the face. So I've got the green Prada here and the Chanel here, and you can't tell that one's purple and one's green, but it does even out my skin tone. And if you're interested in doing something that elaborate with your powder, you can definitely use the the purple and the green together. The one thing that Chanel did get right, I'm not saying the other things aren't right, but they're, depending on who you are, you might think they're wrong, were the Chanel creamed powder blushes. These are beautiful. They work extremely well. This is the Rose Radiant, which is my favorite shade, and they're just really good. I mean, they're really creamy. They go on perfectly. They blend into the skin. They're stunning. I would say that these still have a scent to them, to me. Now, I've heard from others that have said they don't have a scent. I don't know if there's two batches. I don't know what the answer is, but to me, they still have a scent and they smell like the original blushes. It's rose. It's strong. Again, to me. So that's the only thing I would call out, but you know, I really like them, and I think they hit it out of the park with those. And then there's the Rouge 31s. You know, they came out with the mattes, and they have the satins, of course. What I would say is this. I think the formulas in both are absolutely outstanding. They really are. The mattes aren't matte. They're like a soft satiny kind, with a little bit of a matte finish. They're beautiful. Satins are gorgeous. I love all the matte shades. But if I didn't have the channel, I wouldn't have bought two coffrets. I would not have bought a $100 lipstick refill and a $200 case. It's an outrageous price for a lipstick. That's gonna go bad. So, you know, I understand that a lot of time and effort goes into creating these things, and the glass is specially made in Japan, all these things. But it's a lot of money for a lipstick that's gonna go bad. So, would I say that the matte formula is the best out there? Yes, I still stand by that. I think it is. But I don't think it's, you know, twice as good as a Prada or Hermes, or like, I can't say that. So I love them. I think they're beautiful. If you were gonna buy that as a gift, it's a beautiful gift, but Chanel needs to figure out not only what lane they're in, but what prices they're gonna do. Tom Ford is how I'm gonna finish today. So Tom Ford. I think that the Tom Ford liners are the best thing to have come out this year so far, other than the Lisa Eldridge Skin Enhancer. Because they have totally changed the type of lip liners that I use. Because I now only reach for the Tom Ford lip liners. Their Hermes eyeshadow liners and the lip liners just came out, and I did buy some of the eyeshadow liners. I did not buy any of the lip liners. Now I will buy one once I try out the eyeshadow liners, eyeliners. But I love the Tom Ford liners so much. There is a part of me that wonders if I will ever reach for any other liner. So, you know, and if I didn't have the channel, I probably would just only use the Tom Fords. I think they're that good. So, you know, I can't say more than that. The lipsticks remind me of the lipsticks of old. I'm wearing on repeat now. I'm wearing Irresistible liner too. I love them. I have 9 of them. I'm gonna figure out a way to wear all of these so that they don't go bad. I really am so impressed with what they did. But I don't know if that's gonna turn Tom Ford around, because Tom Ford is leaving the brand at the end of the year. I mean, he's still there, but he's gone. And they haven't figured out how to grasp that TikTok market either. And I know there's some people who are going to say, well, why does it matter? You know, like there's many of you who have told me like, you're not on TikTok, and that's fine. And why do I call it the TikTok crowd? Because there is a demographic for YouTube and Instagram and then TikTok. Why does it matter? Because because it does matter, right? There's different groups that these brands have to market to continue to be profitable and just frankly to just continue. And we talked about it. Sophia Sees Beauty and I talked about it on her live. You know, Tom Ford really hasn't done that. And when they chose Angelina Jolie as their person, Angelina Jolie, one of the most beautiful women I think to have ever existed, she is from the older demographic. And so you know, I don't know if younger folks are going to discover Tom Ford or be interested in Tom Ford. And it is important that Tom Ford captures some of that market. So I don't know if this will turn them around or not. I don't know what it means for the brand, but I will tell you that I really love the products and I think they're exceptionally good. The Metallic Mauve and Rose Veil came out in the eyeshadows. I bought the Metallic Mauve and I love it. It's really good. And I did not buy the Rose Veil. So here's the interesting thing. Back in the day, I would have bought every Tom Ford quad that came out. In fact, I did. And I don't do that anymore because they keep changing the formula and I never know which formula it's gonna be. And again, this is like the Dior, right? Like it used to be, I knew that if I bought it, it was gonna be excellent. Now I'm kind of like, it might be great, like Metallic Mauve, or it might not be. So although the liners and the lipsticks are an absolute win for me, and Metallic Mauve was an absolute win for me, I can't say that the brand has just, you know, totally turned around. I hope it has, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. So guys, that is it. That is everything for fall. This is definitely a long video. I'm gonna try to shorten it it's gonna be as short as it possibly can. I'll make sure there's links. Again, there's detailed videos of all these products up already. If you have any questions about any of it, of course, reach out and ask me. I'll have links down below or on the screen. Don't forget to build your carts with Idyl products. I'm telling you, once you try these, you're gonna see, like, they're just excellent quality, everyday kinds of things. And they're luxurious without the luxury price, which for me is exactly what I'm looking for these days. So absolutely love them. All right, I feel like I'm leaving something out and I probably am, but I tried to like go back and make sure that I captured everything for fall that I've tried. Let me know what I've missed. I wanna hear from you guys. What's your favorites? What were your issues with the various fall collections? You know, were there things that stood out to you that I didn't try? And maybe there was something that I didn't try that I should have. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. See you in another video really soon.